We have a gear lift?
What's that? Y'all can bring a pair of leather gloves if you want.
They said the gear for tonight, we're going to sleep in. Leave it or put the gear lifts in your bag. What? The reason that lift is around.
Can you repeat the question, please?
He asked if it was common, or if it was true, that younger snakes will release more venom than adults.
Thank you.
Snakes give live birth, and from the moment they're born, they're dependent on their own food acquisition. They have full control of those venom glands the moment they're born.
Everybody got that? Nothing yet. Just get ready to be a bonus. Okay? So now all you're going to do with that is you're going to pick up that tail that's hanging here, and you're going to put it through the back side of that loop, and hold on to it, and pull down. And now it's going to turn into a bowling knot. All right, so we'll go again. Real quick. Watch me before you do, okay? We started off with our Marlin spike hitch, and it's here. And now we got our loop sticking up there. So I pitched my Marlin spike loop. This is where my fingers would go. I'm going to take this tail. I'm going to put it through the back side. Just like that. And I'm going to pinch it again. I'm going to hold it together. Now this is my tail, and I pinched it. I let go of this. And I pull down. And that flips over and turns into a bowling knot.
Where are you moving? Make your arms out like this. And they come back through on the backside.
That was 6. Let's measure.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I thought it was
All right, you guys want to watch team?
Yeah. Well, I noticed I got it.
Just pass it, give it to us like that, yeah. You guys sign your name on that how you want. In the wintertime, what I would recommend doing, if you do not have an under quilt, put it that high up off the ground and then stuff insulation all the way around it. Leaves, all that shit. But that's really a personal preference thing. Put it up as high as you're willing to fall, basically. Next one is a raised bed without using a tripod. I don't know if you guys have seen, some of Dave's videos or anyone else's videos. We have a tripod, and you have 2 poles that go across. And
Reach up and over. So what's this when I pull that through and back over? Half. Snatch it away from the tree you tied to. Now that is a tight ridge line, right?
Is there a rule of thumb on how high it has to be?
Depends on the tarp. Depends on the tarp. Depends on what angle you want it at.
with these, really, waist the belly button is really best.
Yeah, because you
Catch it. So this is where your crucian's coming in. So you can just start sliding it down just like that. Boom. It's going to hold it.
That's a taut.
I think there's a mallet on that tree.
There is another mallet. So on the back ends, your tent stake's not going to fit through the grommet. So that's one of the reasons to have these tie-outs. Because you should have some excess of that bowling. That's going to be where your stake goes.
Make these bowlings 3-4 inches.
So another thing, when you're staking this down, don't pull straight away. Right? Don't pull at a square 90-degree angle to your ridge line. Pull at a 45-degree angle from the opposite stake, or the opposite corner. When you're putting your stakes in the ground, keep them at a 45-degree angle straight off of it as you start to drive, so that when the tension wants to pull back, it's not just going to pull the stake out.
you get right here. Pull my bitch out of there for a second. Here's the other thing I'll tell you real quick is when you're getting ready to take this apart and take this down, don't detach that line before you pull this loop out. Because doing this is much more of a pain in the ass than just leaning on it to pop it out, okay? But when you make this loop, you're coming in here, and you're making this loop, make this loop a little bit longer, about like that. and put a lark set in that loop, just like this. And take a couple sticks off the ground. And put them inside that lark's head, just like this. Take this line that you run around the tree right here.
Oh, that
Got the wrong line in my head. Take this line that you run around the tree right here and just stick it up between that lark's head and in between those sticks. So I've got that thing crossed over and I don't want that. I want that lark's head to be this way, so those aren't crossed. You have your sticks up through there just like this. Make sure your lines aren't crossed. Give yourself just enough space in there that you can take this line and shove it between the two sticks and through the lark's head, just like this, and then tighten that lark's head down around the two sticks. What that's going to give you, when you dress this down, it's going to give you a tensioning buckle right here, right? So now all you have to do is take this and run it around the top of this and down, and run it around in an X just like this and up, and you got the same thing. And this thing's not going to go anywhere. It's going to hold tension. If you need it off, all you got to do is rip it out real quick. The tighter you pull this, the tighter those sticks are going to be together. It doesn't matter whether you go to the top or the bottom. I usually wrap it around one time and go through the top like this, and then I usually come around the bottom and come up through the bottom like that. And that thing's still going to be just as tight, and getting it out's just as easy. All I do is yank on that cord. It's going to come right out. But I didn't have to hold anything. All I had to do was pull tension on it. Grab those two sticks, wrap it around one time, and come over the top, just like that. And then go through the bottom and exit off. And it's not going anywhere. To get it out, all I had to do is yank it, and it comes undone. Okay?
So here's the other thing: you can still fly the thing.
Just to make sure it doesn't pull.
That makes sense.
And then we pop both of those sides. So up here and that one. Leave these where they are.
There are 5 disinfection methods. I'll go through, show you guys some of the methods. First one is force filters. A force filter would be something like bandana or millbank bag, something like this. This is going to get all the big floaters out of the water, right? And it's going to keep from clogging up your actual filter, whether it's a Grail or Life Straw or Sawyer, something like that. You know, one thing that a lot of people don't think about is, yeah, you can stick that stuff right in the stream and do no problem, right? I think it's 4 or 5 minutes or something like that. And then when you pull it out, it should be safe to drink. As far as from bacteria, protozoa, all that good stuff. Right? So, when you go to collect water, or you're walking up on an area, first thing you need to do is get a few bigger pieces. When you scrape that down, you run into a little wall there. You can just scissor cut that off of there, like we talked about earlier. So where you're not just flailing the knife around, you can just make little fine shavings of fat wood. That'll give you a little more burn time than a powder like shaving tool, okay? That's what you want. You don't want to bring back something that's an inch in diameter.
Very, very, very important. And it creates, the smaller they are, not only even when it's damp, but it creates a hotter heat because we're going to boil this water here. The bigger the stuff is, it takes not only longer to catch, but it's
Longer to dry out because it's going to be wet tomorrow.
and it don't create as much heat as the smalls do for boiling water. Okay, guys, watch this fat wood. You just touch it with fire, it's gone.
That shit will go right up with a ferro rod.
You want to pull this? After you get that lit, you want to pull this in over top. Fire climbs. Fire likes chaos. Don't add any more fuel until the fire is above the current level of fuel. When the fire gets above this level right here, you can add more. Go ahead and get your water in here. You don't want to be fumbling around after you get your fire going good and spill your water all over and put it out. And also, it's above the current level of fuel, so I'm going to add some more. And you always want to build your fuel twice as high as it is wide. Fire climbs. You don't want to build your fire this way, you want to build it this way. So it's above again. I'm going to go ahead and turn these. I turned these sticks this way, so I'm going to turn these this way. Need a lot of these.
Still works just fine, right? So that's one piece that you can carry in your kit. Or something similar, at the very least, right? It doesn't take up any space.
There you go, boom. That's how fast it should be, just like that. 15 minutes, done.
Remember this, you put your foot up in that. Be safer. To get that coating off that rock, it might take you. Boom.
Little tip, man. Yes, sir. The closer you get to that, the more control you're going to have over it, the better sparks you'll be able to throw because you have that leverage on it. Or you can use the striker on your ferro rod because it's a nice tungsten striker.
Put a 90 on it.
I saw it and saw it. Yeah, use that striker. Let's try that.
So one thing I've done today that I have actually done before.
See the big shaving it through all? Might be easy to put your boot on it and actually see if you can hold the striker.
Yeah, very strange. You can like this shit, you can like anything.
How would you die? That would be really bad.
It's good, a little bit quicker. It was raking the material off there pretty good though.
You may need a bigger fire. With that first shot.
Like orso fungus like this, which I know you can't see in the dark. So if you want to come up and check this stuff, we've got stuff like this laying around all over the place. But a horse fungus, there are several different species that are useful for it. Chaga is a good example. That doesn't grow around here. That grows more north, further north, and it tends to grow on birch trees. It also takes an extremely long time to grow.
We'll have all you guys stand up, grab your partner. You guys are going to demonstrate leapfrog. Use 270. We're going to do this 2 teams at a time. All right, that way, if anybody's making mistakes, we can catch them. Okay? So, first 2 teams, come on up. Look, 270 in the compasses, whoever's shooting the ass. We can do 3 at a time.
13 we can get started right here.
To the left. To the left. Get this farther out. Put this out here. Because the farther out you get this right here, the farther out you get this compass, the more accurate it's going to be. If you're doing this right here,
right.
you have a lot bigger window.
Stop.
So you need to.
To the left. To the right. One step to the right. Stop. Left. More left. Left. Perfect. You gotta take a few steps to the left. Logan, you gotta take a few steps to your left.
Yes. 15 on the regular. Yep.
It's fucking fire.
All right, let's go. There's nothing else than MRE.
Get it out of the wind. Remember, don't blow on an open flame. Right?
He's trying to block the wind.
Yep.
Oh, I do have a roll.
This is